We took a trip to Andalucía this past May. This is day 7 and we're saying goodbye to the city and hello to the beach. I was so excited about Cádiz when planning this trip as it seemed so different from the other cities in the region and it had this kind of old seaside charm to it. It lacks the Moorish presence you'll find in abundance in the other Andalusian cities, in place for this whitewashed Spanish pueblo aesthetic, and this was the first coastal city of our trip. It's also the oldest continually inhabited city in Western Europe, being a crucial transportation point for civilizations dating back to the Phoenicians, and you definitely feel the age and history of this place. We parked our car and immediately started exploring. We headed first into the Pópulo neighborhood, visited the Roman Forum, which was free and you can walk through. We ended up visiting the main cathedral, which we kind of regretted. We walked in not realizing you had to buy tickets, so we did, and they ended up being 20 euros for the both of us. We love visiting religious sites in Europe because they have so much history, and we're all for paying entry to support the preservation and operation of them, which we could tell this cathedral needed given the state of it, but we just felt like it wasn't worth it for us given its size and what it had to offer. We got a quick bite to eat afterwards, and I knew Cadíz had some amazing gardens, so we headed there straight after. Our goal was to make our way from the top at Alameda de Apodaca, then through Parque Genovés, and end up at Playa de la Caleta. These were stunning gardens, with the ocean as a backdrop, the black and white marble tiling, sculptures, and tropical botanics. It felt reminiscent of Italian coastal towns. There's a really strong scent of the ocean too throughout Cádiz, so it really felt like magic walking through these gardens. La Caleta beach was very busy. We didn't swim, but I imagine the water wasn't as cold as I was thinking it was, as it was pretty shallow for a long stretch and it was a very hot day. There's a long bridge that juts out here leading up to the Castillo de San Sebastián. You can walk the whole way and the fortress has free open access, so we did just that. We ended up walking all the way to the end where there's a lookout point into the ocean and some great views of the surrounding beach and city from a distance. One of the most surprising things about Cádiz is just how small it is. We didn't intend on it, but we had basically walked through the entire central area and seen all of the major sites within the span of 4 hours. So I would say making a day trip of Cádiz is super doable. We headed back through La Viña and to the Torre Tavira, which is a historical watchtower with the highest point in the city, and its main feature is a massive camera obscura. To access the lookout point and camera obscura, you have to book tickets as it is a demonstration and guided tour visit only. If you're going to do anything in Cádiz, it needs to be this. This is one of the most unique activities I've done while traveling, and it was one of the highlights of our whole trip. You're not allowed to film during the presentation, but you're basically huddled in a pitch black room around a huge disc that they project the camera onto, and they basically give you a guided tour of the entire city and its history, zooming into historical landmarks and walking you through all the neighborhoods in real time. Make sure you book your tickets in advance though, because they sell out quick. We had booked ours about 3 months in advance and they only had a guided tour in French left, which was okay for us as we do speak French, but just keep that in mind. It was about 4 p.m. at this point, so we headed to our hotel. We were staying at the Bahia Cádiz, located on the Playa de la Victoria, which is about a 10-minute drive from the historical center. We checked in, hit the pool immediately as we were so hot and exhausted from the day, and just took it easy for the rest of the evening. We couldn't not go to the beach for sunset, so we grabbed some tinto de veranos and strolled along the beach as the sun went down and called it a night. Day 8 will be our second day in Cádiz, where we'll spend more time at the resort and beach.